hear more about it. But also joining us is Ms. Robin Donaldson, and we'll get with her and her specialty in just a little minute. Welcome to the show, Rom.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome, awesome. I love these. I love your background.
Thank you.
I thought it was a little different, but I'm feeling your colors here. So let's get this party started today. Our first guest, Miss Terry Daniels. She comes to us highly qualified to be in the role and the position that she's in today. And I might add, she was an inaugural appointee. The institution we're talking about is none other than the University of South Florida. Go Bulls!
Yes.
Harry is the Assistant Vice President for the Office of Supplier Diversity. She joined the University of South Florida in the year 2007. And you are still making strides, girl, in just 3 years.
Yes. Yes. Amazing progress.
Amazing progress. Coming to us with your Bachelor of Science degree from Ferris University, your master's degree from Morgan State. Shout out to Morgan State because they were at the White House. Woo woo.
Yes. Yes. HBCU.
HBCU. And I love that. And so you're here today, a guest on our show, to talk to us about just that. Office of Supply Diversity. We, as Diva J and myself, are both small business, and as well Robin, small business owners. And Robin is working on another project, but because she is also an amazing, and I'm going to say amazing because she is a poster child for the University of South Florida Office of Supply Diversity. I'm just going to put it out there. Terry, how are you feeling today?
I am wonderful, incredibly blessed, have a lot to be grateful for, and excited to be here today to talk about the University of South Florida Office of Supplier Diversity and give our listeners an opportunity to hear about some of the really amazing things that we're doing.
And that's great, and we do want to hear that. But Terry, tell us a little bit about yourself. How are you enjoying this beautiful Florida weather?
Well, I will tell you, I'm originally from Michigan, but I came to Tampa from Indianapolis, and I will tell you, I do not miss the cold, the ice, and the snow one bit. I love the weather. It's a little chilly today, but nothing like it is up north. So I am grateful for this sunshine.
Okay, well, you got an inaugural appointee. How about we just go ahead and induct you as a Florida girl?
I love it. I'll take it.
Right. Well, listen, we're going to dive right in, and I want to just start off by asking you, and you're in this incredible position, and there are three key roles that you're going to be playing in this position. So when we think about the development of the Office of Supply Diversity, when it comes to a small business owner like myself, you're it. What
Mhm.
you are getting ready to do, or what you're already doing, is what every business owner needs to know about what you're doing and what it is, and how we can then come and partner with the University of South Florida. So tell us about your role.
Absolutely. So, as you mentioned, I've been with USF for about 3 years now, since 2017, and actually mid 2017. And so, when I came into the university, there was literally nothing. You know, uh, so, just like when you're building a new business, you really have to prepare a foundation for the growth of your company. So it was with the USF Office of Supplier Diversity. So initially, I was charged with writing a strategic plan for the growth and the development of our program, which is inclusive of all of our campuses, St. Petersburg, and then also Sarasota, Manatee, engaging our stakeholders across USF And then not only that, really putting together tools, resources, which is inclusive of educational tools to support our business community with information to help them to connect and understand how we as an organization, how we do business, and how they could add value to what we're doing. Then additionally, to really write job descriptions, hire and train a very small team to also support the operations of the Office of Supplier Diversity. So we are, I will say, we have a team of, well, four of us, I would say.
Hi, it is a small team.
Yeah. Yes. And it's so funny because I was on a call with my team yesterday. We have a weekly team meeting. And one of them mentioned someone I was talking to, they were doing a business development meeting with a supplier. And she said they thought we had like this really massive team of professionals across USF supporting this initiative. And she was just like, no, it's like really just the three of us. And so, I have to say kudos to my amazing team. They have been so supportive. And I mean, they work tirelessly to try and make this program the success that it is. So I have to give them a huge shout out. But with our responsibilities, we are actually responsible for working with all of our purchasing agents, our departmental buyers, our facilities planning and construction team. And that's also inclusive of our large major construction projects that you see going up across the Bay region. So our new Morsani College of Medicine and Heart Institute project,
Yes.
which is phenomenal. And if you haven't gotten downtown to see that, you have to do that. We can actually we may be able to even help with tours. We're hoping to get over the hump of COVID, but that's
Okay.
definitely something that we can assist with. And we're working with Dean Kevin Sneed to
Yes.
now build out two of those upper floors of the Morsani College of Medicine and Heart Institute for our new Tenasia College of Pharmacy. So that's a really exciting project as well.
It is exciting, and I've been there. It's a beautiful building.
It is. And so, I can't talk a whole lot about that because the selection process is still in play for the construction management team that will build out that space. But I will have to say that it's some, I think, really good news for some of our diverse suppliers.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to working with the team that's going to be helping us with that project.
Well, listen, I want to allow Diva J to come in and have a question or two with you so that, and Diva, why don't we just go ahead and pivot just a little bit because we've got our two guests here and they both look beautiful, but we want them to also engage in the conversation. And so, Diva J, your questions for Terry?
Sure. So Terry, doing business as a small business with entities like or educational institutes like University of South Florida can sometimes be intimidated, right? Some of our small business owners may think that they don't even have the capacity to bid. So tell us about how can businesses of any size, but particularly small businesses, learn about doing business with USF and really put themselves in a position to be competitive.
Sure. That is one of the main roles and purposes of my office.
Awesome.
We want you to call us. We want you to shoot us an email. We want to hear about your company. We want to see your capability statement. And so we do business development meetings. So we will meet with you, understand what your product, service, supply, or construction service consists of, and help you walk through the steps of creating your vendor profile in our system, connecting you to where to find those opportunities. And you're right, Jeanette, because it can be really intimidating for a smaller company to do business with a huge entity like USF. And so that is why we are there to kind of demystify some of those processes and procedures and to make sure that our companies are ready to go when these opportunities come. And hopefully you'll hear from Robin and maybe some of the other suppliers who have gone through that process and are now doing business with USF. It is not impossible. We don't only do business with very large suppliers. We also do business with smaller companies who provide every service and supply. I mean, we're like a really a small city. We procure everything. We have a police department. We procure ammunition, uniforms, janitorial services, supplies, landscaping supplies. And we have some amazing suppliers from our community right here in the Tampa Bay area that have really come on board, come beside us to learn those opportunities, to learn about how to do business with us. And they are now doing business with USF. So we're excited about that.
That's awesome. Go ahead, Cheryl.
No, I was just saying, awesome. You go ahead with the next introduction, and then we'll segue into Robin.
Sure. So our next guest that we have with us is Dr. Elizabeth Hordge-Freeman. And Dr. Hordge-Freeman is the Senior Advisor to the President and Provost in Diversity and Inclusion at the University of South Florida. She's also an associate professor in sociology at the University of South Florida. And so we're talking to her in her USF capacity, but I have to mention that she's the CEO of Color Code LLC. She's the host of the YouTube series Sweeter the Juice and author of the book, The Color of Love, which focuses on racism, socialization, and Black Brazilian families. So welcome to the show, Dr. Elizabeth Hordge-Freeman again.
Thank you. Thank you again. It's always a pleasure to see everybody and to be part of these conversations.
Absolutely. So you are also kind of newly appointed to your role as Senior Advisor to the President and Provost in Diversity and Inclusion. So tell us, I mean, I don't know if this role ever existed. What does that entail and what does that mean you're responsible for?
No, that's a great question. There has not been a position like this really ever at USF, and it really comes out of the new president wanting to be more strategic about how we address questions of not just diversity, but also anti-racism. So in this position, what's really important is that we're moving beyond just kind of having people at the table to thinking about, is everybody progressing and advancing at the same level? Are people having the same outcome? So it's not just about being in the conversation, but really being able to have access to power and resources. And so that's how I see my position. I have the pleasure of working with Terry, but for me, we frame diversity and anti-racism as really a broad term that incorporates students, faculty, the community, businesses, and this is really just a reflection of how understanding that systemic racism is so multidimensional that we have to have a strategy that's also multidimensional. So that's really what I've been working to help people figure out what those plans might look like.
And so I could imagine that with trying to do that in this era and just everyone's different opinions about things, there are some challenges that you're facing. So can you tell us about some of the initiatives that you may be rolling out or, putting together and what challenges you're facing? And then tie it back to how does it tie into diversity, supplier diversity?
Sure. So for me, as you mentioned, I was just appointed in August. So I'm really just at the beginning point of this position. And what's been critical is for us to have a sense of what is our current status right now. So I've been spending time building out what I call the DARE dashboard, the Diversity, Anti-Racism, and Equity Dashboard, which really brings together all the data that we have on students, on faculty, on businesses. So some of Terry's data will come into this dashboard so we know where we are. And the moment we can set our baseline, then we can start tracking our progress. So we haven't really done that at the level that I've been working on doing, but that's going to be the lack of that organization of the data has been a challenge. But once we get to that, once we overcome that challenge, I think there'll be lots of opportunities. People are overwhelmingly excited about seeing how we can take USF to the next level, but that excitement doesn't mean they know how to do it. And so part of the challenge in this position is to be able to identify the opportunities for growth and then guide people along so that they know what types of policies and practices need to happen for us to be more anti-racist and to be more inclusive. And so Terry, working with Terry has been a pleasure because she comes into the position already having such a strong track record.
Yes.
And so for me, our collaborations has been that I help communicate to the president and provost how we need to send out our messages, how we need to hold people accountable for some of the great ideas that are coming out of Terry's office. And so that's how both she and I interface as it relates to diversity, supplier diversity.
Oh, Jeanette, Diva J, that is just awesome. Now, Dr. Freeman, you're in this position, but you got your background that has prepared you for such a time as this. How did that come about?
Yeah, it's a really interesting story. I was actually on sabbatical when I wrote a letter in collaboration with 100 Black faculty and staff at USF. So I wanted to get this letter together, contacted folks, got people's ideas together, crafted the letter, and sent it to the president and provost. And after they got that letter, they started meeting with me to learn more about systemic racism, to learn more about equity. And of course, the whole time I'm building on the book that I've written, the research I've conducted, the classes that I teach. So like you suggested, really, it all came together in kind of this perfect synchronicity of timing and opportunity. And so when they saw that there was an opportunity to move me into a capacity that was more formal, they took advantage of it, knowing that that was an important resource as a sociologist, as a faculty member, as somebody who had already been advocating both for Latino populations, for Black populations. All of those things really came together and have provided me with a great foundation to be able to work with folks across the campus and in the community to do this. Being from Tampa is another asset that I bring to the conversation, right? My knowledge of West Tampa and kind of thinking about East Tampa and how USF can do a better job at connecting with the community. All of those things are part of what I bring to the position and what I hope to continue to bring as we work with supplier diversity and really other initiatives around campus.
As I listen to you, and we know that you have just had an amazing educational career, your journey, but let this be a lesson to other small business owners. You have the skill sets, the thoughts, and the ideas, and you're like, you want to do something, but you don't know quite what to do. Use Dr. Freeman's process as a step. Write the letter, put your thoughts on paper, think about it, research it, look at the people you're trying to communicate to, see where there's a problem, and you have a solution to it. Just step out on faith, step out with what you know, and just get it done.
Well, the other part of the story is not even just stepping out on faith, but stepping out on faith and using the community that you have. That letter was as effective as it was because I had the backing of 100 Black faculty and staff who had my back, who were also contributing. And this is historically, our legacy has been our ability to galvanize our communities. And that's something that has always been so powerful and that I continue to build, to draw on now, even in this position. I still have a group of 30 or so Black faculty and staff who I meet with weekly, and they're the ones who are holding me accountable. When I have a policy that doesn't sound right, they say, okay, Elizabeth, revisit it. When it works out well, they're there to say, oh yeah, this is good. That's what we need a community. That's what we've known this, but sometimes we forget those lessons that have been so beneficial to bringing us to where we are today.
Absolutely. Communication and collaboration.
Yes. That's it.
Hand in hand. And I'm listening to you talk about diversity and how you're able to work it into your program. Diva J brought it up when she was speaking with Terry and her role in that diversity position and dealing with suppliers. Terry, we have a young lady that you know well, and I want to pivot to Robin Donaldson, although she's here because she's a supplier for the University of South Florida, but Robin in her own right, and listen, you can find Dr. Hordge-Freeman in DSI Black Pages, one of our show sponsor, and check out this spread right here. It's Robin Donaldson, and it's her work with her STEM program, and she's got some great news to share about that. And so, Robin, two things. Jeanette says how intimidating it is when you're a small business and you don't feel that you're at capacity. How did you happen to break through that chain when you went to apply as a supplier at the University of South Florida? Was it intimidating to you?
Okay, it was at first, but I followed the instructions of Terry. Actually, like she said, I met with Terry. Actually, I met with her and all of the department heads, and I just told them who I was, what I had to offer, and as a result, I provide janitorial supplies, PPE supplies to their facility maintenance department. And yes, it was very intimidating because again, I was just starting out as a supplier, and when I walked in the door, I see WW Granger.
Okay.
They're on site. I'm like, how am I going to compete with WW Granger? But I didn't worry about that. I just followed the instruction that Terry gave me to get certified, and it was the rest was history. And I started back in 2017. As soon as Terry got there, she
Wow.
hooked me up, and I have been taking orders from every month. And it's just really been an amazing ride. And although I'm also in construction, the construction cleaning and the construction, I have not been able to land a job straight, straight from USF, but I was able to partner and collaborate with other larger firms. So now I got, like, as the kids say, I got my weight up.
Yep.
I'll be able to now, bid as a prime. And I'm really excited about that. So, I
That's
mean, the process works. You just have to put in the work. And again, the communication, meeting with the department heads, really understanding what their needs are, and just being able to fulfill that need.
what a great testimony of your waiting Terry just got here. You
It
heard
just got,
about it.
but
Were
you
you
know what? I'm sorry. I really wanted to do business with USF prior to that. I just didn't have no one gave me that invitation. And again, when she took the office, she did a big hoopla. It was all about Terry, but I was listening. And I immediately set up my profile and everything. And they call me now every month, Robin, we need this. So I'm like, I'm just excited.
That is awesome. And I said at the beginning, you were the poster. You really are the poster child. Robin, real quick, how did you get in construction?
Girl through the back door. So not revealing my age.
That's okay.
Um,
I'm
back in 80,
28.
back in 87, when I was in school, I studied industrial electricity. My mom, she wanted me to be a nurse, but of course I did it out of spite, and I just fell in love with it.
Okay.
Yes, and then as far as Renew Construction Services, my goal is to always be a general contractor, which is I take my first exam on the 31st of December. But to answer your question, how I got into construction, um, I started out because, again, they were not looking for me to do any architectural design or any construction services. So I said, okay, you know what? I have some great organizational skills and I know how to
All
clean.
right.
So I started out as cleaning. I started cleaning the trailers, the construction trailers. Then I moved into post construction cleaning. And then I have a contract to clean the convention center at Raymond James Stadium. And we just received the award for the Super Bowl. Girl, I'm on the roll. Yes. I mean,
Wow.
hey,
Is
you know,
amazing.
yes. And and let me just go ahead and throw that in. I need 150 employees.
Well,
Ooh.
you'll get to talk about that in detail because
Yes,
we
ma'am.
have we have Terry and we also have Dr. Freeman for just a few more minutes. Well,
Okay.
Terry, what do you say to that?
Thank
You
you,
know
Terry.
what? First, you are so welcome, Robin. I am so proud of you,
Mhm.
and to have watched you grow over these last few years has been phenomenal. And I have to say this because I don't know where we were, but we were at some networking event that we were at, and you came up to me, and with tears in your eyes, you told me you changed my life.
Yeah, you
And
did.
I think we both started tearing up, because really that's really what this is all about.
Hmm.
We hear a lot of negative feedback and negative comments about a lot of things that we should be doing or whatever. But that when I hear that feedback, that makes all the difference in the world for me, because it is my heart to empower our businesses, our Black owned businesses, and even those in other diverse owned categories, to empower them to prosper. That is what that's what this whole process is all about. That is what I have dedicated my whole career to, is empowering our businesses.
Yes.
I'm also a business owner, and I maybe can come back on and talk about that a little bit later. But as a Black woman in business and from a line of Black entrepreneurs, I understand the challenges that we face. And so if we can meet with a Robin Donaldson and coach them on strategies to be successful. Now, the key is we have to work within the confines of a public university that have laws, that have regulations, that we do have to make sure that we are adhering to. But if we can strategically coach our businesses and companies like Robin's, so that they can take access of the information and engage with our decision makers across our organization, and then to hear a story like this of where they're now a regular business owner that's able to sustain, not just sustain, but to grow the business that they've not only done with USF, but now look at her. She's in a position where she's hiring. Girl, you are the bomb.com. I just have to say that. I'm so excited for you and for your success. And we are hoping to touch other companies in the same exact way. So thank you for that.
Sit tight, Robin, because, and as well, Terry, I know you'll have a few more minutes with us, but Dr. Freeman has to jump off the call, and I wanted to give her final thoughts before we go to commercial. As soon as she's done, you guys can put your backdrops up. We'll go to commercial, and then we'll come back and finish the conversation with Terry and Robin. Dr. Freeman?
Thank you so much for giving me a few moments to speak. What I'm hearing about Robin is amazing. And what we want to make sure is that it's not just Robin. We want lots of Robin Donaldsons throughout construction, food, all of these things. And so part of what I see my position as doing is really working with Terry so we can not only tell the story of Robin, because we need to profile and highlight you, Robin, but we also want to make sure that we're doing what we need to do to make sure that other folks are benefiting. And the last thing I want to leave folks with is that we want the community to be part of this. So I've just launched an anti-racism webpage at USF that I want to encourage people to visit. We profile information on that website. I would love to see something on Robin profiled there. Much of the work that comes out of Terry's office will be hosted there. And so perhaps later on you all can share that link with your listeners so that they can visit the site. But thank you so much for this opportunity to come and talk about this work, anti-racism, diversity, and inclusion. And I look forward to being able to come back at a later time to talk about other aspects of what we can do.
And again, we thank you so much for joining Let's Talk Business with SJC and my co-host, Diva J. We'll see you back after the break.
Okay, folks, I have to head out. I'll see you all.
The Sole Purpose.
I know you're going to dig this.
With Keith Harris and attorney Monica Harris is every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. What's your purpose? In Touch Radio.
The Storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't? Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
the most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Listen to In Touch Radio anywhere. On your phone.
I'm listening to right now, man.
In your car.
I'll keep that going.
On your computer. It's a new world, baby, and we are global. In Touch Radio.
And we are back. What a powerful first half hour of our show, Diva J.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm taking notes. I'm waiting for Terry to give me her phone number. I'm trying to be like Robin when I grow up.
I'm telling
So
you,
this is awesome.
get that appointment. And you heard it from Dr. Freeman. She wants to see more, not just we're happy to have Terry, we're happy to have Robin Donaldson, but to have that story that she is sharing with us today. Go ahead, Dash Marketing. Go ahead, DSI, Black Pages, Cuso and Associates. Let's go right down to Terry's office. Terry, you ready for us? Unmute, Terry. Can you? Okay, while we're waiting for Terry to unmute. Oh, good. She's back with us.
There we go.
Herself. Okay.
Yes. And can I give some contact information for my office?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So we would love for you to connect with us, and I will send you, Cheryl, some contact information and some information on how to register with USF as just a general supplier so that you can at least get a profile in our system. But we would love to invite your listeners to our website, which is www.usf.edu/OSD for Office of Supplier Diversity. There is a wealth of information, a wealth of tools that you can use. We are just now launching a series of tutorials and videos, just to kind of walk you through the process. You can find current opportunities there, all of our upcoming outreach initiatives, which we have an amazing lineup scheduled for 2021.
Yes.
I think that you're going to be excited about what you see. And if you are a supplier and you are interested in, introducing your company to us and having, and it doesn't have to be long, maybe a 15-20-minute meeting, just so that we know who you are. We can answer any questions that you have. We would love for you to send us a note so that we can get something scheduled for you. And you can send that to our email address, which is OSD for Office of Supplier Diversity @usf.edu. Again, that's OSD @usf.edu. And because of COVID, right now we are still being mandated to work remotely. Okay. So email is the best way to get a hold of us. But we are scheduling meetings, and we're of course doing them virtually right now, but we're hoping to get back to the normalcy of things soon.
Terry, let me take this opportunity to thank you. It all started, actually, I met Terry when she came on the campus of the THAP group, Co-working Space and Collaborative Exchange at 5508. And she took the time and toured all of the facilities here, got to, was introduced to a lot of our collaborators here. Many of them were just launching their business. You may have even run into Robin Donaldson on the campus. And then from there, you came back. We got together with Representative Finchford Driscoll and partnered with National Black Business Month. And you did not hesitate to come and be a part of that. And it was our first event. And Diva J, you remember, because Diva J, we had to call on Diva J to help us coordinate the whole event. We did not want to allow the month of National Black Business Month to go by without a celebration, but we were able to do it virtually. And we owe a gratitude of thanks to you, Terry Daniels, and the Office of Supplier Diversity, because you jumped right in. We were able to put a video on the website so that individuals could understand what it means to do business with you. And now you're telling us about other training initiatives, because we are in this as partners as well. We reach out to the community every week with all of my co-hosts. We're bringing individuals on here to make a difference, to let us know how we can do business with a lot of the big business corporations. And you have broken it down to have somebody like Robin come on and say she went right to you. That's just great. So again, Terry, thank you so much for joining the show today.
Oh, you are welcome. It's my pleasure. This is just the beginning of our partnership together. Yes. And we are hoping that, you know, like the story that Robin told, we definitely have many suppliers who have, you know, who have a similar experience. But like Dr. Hordge-Freeman mentioned, we want to make sure that we're increasing. Do we have some work to do? Absolutely. Do we want to grow the number of businesses that we are working with? Absolutely. And so we will continue to keep our heads down, to keep moving forward, and try to continue to keep connecting with our business community in a meaningful way. We have a responsibility at USF to do so. And I, as the leader of the Office of Supplier Diversity and our initiatives in that realm, am very committed to that, and that will not change. So thank you for having me.
Well, make sure, I believe we have all of the links. And again, we will include that in our thank you post. I know Diva J is gearing up to at least ask you a question before you pop off. Diva J?
Okay. Well, first I want to say thank you, Terry. You'll definitely hear from me. And, you know, I just wanted to say it takes a person like Terry, you know, that one person that's willing to open the door for you, that's willing to give you that piece of information. You know, I remember starting Dash, it was just little stuff I wanted to know, how to be a government contractor. And there was this one lady who set me down and taught me what NAICS codes were. So I just want to say thank you to Terry, because it just takes one moment with someone like you to really change a life. And so I guess my last question for you, and it's a question that I ask many people in your position of influence, is what would you want your legacy to be? You have a big opportunity here, a big responsibility. And so what do you hope your legacy will be in the Office of Supplier Diversity?
Yes. I really, really want my legacy to be that of a person that has empowered businesses to grow. I mean, that is the whole crux of my, you know, my professional career, really. And I believe that we are destined to be conduits. I do not feel like the information, the experiences, the wealth that we have been able to generate should just be kept for yourself. I believe that you are, just like you mentioned, sitting down and getting the experience and the information about NAICS codes with doing business with the federal government. If you have information to empower others, right, it is your responsibility to be a conduit and give them that information. And so that is, I've been able to glean a lot of experience behind the scenes and a lot of interesting positions, I'll say that. And I just feel like what I have learned, I have an obligation and a responsibility to empower others, and especially other people of color, to be successful. And that is what I would love for my legacy to be.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's going to be quite the legacy. So with that, we're going to say goodbye to Terry Daniel, Assistant VP, Office of Supplier Diversity. We look forward to having you back.
Thank you. And thank you for the invitation. This has been amazing. And congratulations, Robin. I'm looking forward to connecting with you further.
Thank you.
All right. Now, Robin has some information that she's going to be sharing with us. But joining us for the second part of the show is Ms. Monica Smith. And she comes to us from Diamond Creations. Welcome to your first time on Let's Talk Business with SJC and my co-host, Diva J.
Welcome.
Diva J.
Unmute. Y'all know that's the word for 2020. Unmute.
Right.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. I know you were able to hear us, but we just couldn't hear you.
Right.
Again, excited to have you, to our In Touch News Radio listeners, to our Facebook listeners. Thank you so much for taking your lunch break with us. You heard from two powerful individuals, and Diva J, they both were basically saying they want to be individuals of influence. They want to make sure that, as you would say, be present in the room, and then I would add, let me have a seat at the table.
Yeah.
And so forget breaking down the glass ceilings. Do like Robin, just bust right on in there.
Right. Come through the
Tears
back
and
door.
all. And so these two young ladies have two incredible events coming up, opportunities for us to support. One of the things that Diva J and I talked about for the second half hour of the show was just that, supporting our Black owned businesses. And as Diva J and I were having a conversation, both of these individuals were pulling together their information and wanting us to disseminate that information out there for them. So first I'm going to, because Robin has some information coming up, but let me do this. Before I go to Robin, Monica, tell us a little bit about yourself and your business, Diamond Creations.
Okay. My name is Monica Smith. I am the owner operator of a small up and coming business, Diamond Creations. I do luxury fragrances at an affordable price. So I steer more towards the roll-on oils, but I do fragrances, sprays, colognes, oil burners, natural oils, essential oils. So I just want to help people smell good and have their house smell good.
Okay.
Sounds like we may need to hook you up with Robin and see if essential oils can become a PPE.
Oh, it's essential.
It's essential. Smelling is to smell good is essential.
It is
Right.
essential.
How did you get into the business, Monica, and how long have you been the proprietor of Diamond Creations?
Okay, well, 17 years ago, my son is 17, so I was pregnant with him. And a friend of mine, Nabette knew. Hi, Nabette. If you're watching, she just introduced it to me as kind of like a hobby, something to get into, to kind of like supplement my income at the time, and also to do something as, a single mom, just trying to, do something fun that would also turn into a paycheck. And of course, back then I was young. I wasn't really thinking about, turning it into a paycheck, but it was just something fun and creative to do. I love to smell good. I love to mix fragrances. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And here I am 17 years later. My husband has pushed me and encouraged me to make it an LLC and just grow from being, just selling out of my car to now having a website. So it's been working pretty well.
Awesome. And I'm glad we were there not 17 years ago, but I've been able to support you because usually you are a mainstay at DSI Black Pages showcasing.
Yes.
So we've learned a lot about your oils. So what do you have coming up? I believe this weekend, right?
It is. It's this Saturday, my first annual holiday stop and shop event. I was encouraged to do it because a lot of my people that I network with haven't really had a platform this year due to COVID to set up and display and showcase their business. So I was determined before the end of 2020 went away to do something positive and encouraging, and to let people know that small businesses are still thriving. We're still trying to make it happen. We're trying to help people feel good about themselves. So I wanted to put it together, to help people get into the Christmas spirit, and also to give people a platform to showcase and share.
That is awesome. And listen, Diva J can have a whole conversation with you on how to help you market your products. But Diva J, what would you say to her to help her in supporting this weekend's event?
Well, I was definitely excited when you said that you had a website, because that right now is saving businesses. I would say saving lives, but it's saving businesses. And so I think as you look forward to your Saturday event, engaging your virtual audience is just as important as engaging with those who are there. So definitely making sure that you go on Facebook Live while you're there, encourage people to come out, encourage people to go to your website. I've said it before and I'll continue to say it. What 2020 taught us was that virtual engagement is a stay. Moving forward, we cannot do events without it being a hybrid event if we're going to get the maximum impact. And so while Saturday is going to be a great event, I'm already speaking it into existence for you. I certainly would just say one tip, if you haven't thought about already, is to definitely think about engaging your virtual audiences and directing that traffic to the websites.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. So you're giving people an opportunity so they can reach out. They can actually order your products from your website.
Yes.
Early start for Christmas. What's shipping and what's that going to be like for you?
Well, I have not yet received my postal machine and my scale and all, but I am shipping, so I'll be making trips to the post office. I so I normally do that on my lunch break. Just about every other day, I'm at the post office mailing out orders. People can reach me on all of my social media, Facebook, Instagram, and I do ship. So yeah, any available way that you want to reach out to me through Facebook, IG, Messenger, I'm available.
And because you create your own products, we don't have to worry about you running out.
Absolutely, and as long as you can wait for the mail to get it to you.
Well, you can count on Let's Start Business with SJC supporting you. Ours will probably have to be, we'll go to the website. I have a couple that you've created for me previously. So I look forward to seeing some of your new line of products. What else is going to be at Diamond's Creation on Saturday? So you're going to be there with your oils.
Yes, I have. Oh, I have a long list of great.
Good.
I have photographers that are going to be there, videographers, doing photo shoots. I have a young lady who's doing commercials for small business owners. So she's actually promoting that for free. If you come out to the event on Saturday, wear your mask.
Well, tell them where it is while you have the mic.
Okay, it is at the Bay Plaza Business Park behind the Clarion Inn off of 60 and 301. The address is 9260 Bay Plaza Boulevard, and it's in Suite 504. So it is the Bay Park Plaza, Business Plaza, where all the car lots and dealerships are, right off of Adamo and 301. So we'll be at that location. But
is this an inside event or an outside event?
It is an inside event. Masks are required. We are limiting our patrons who are coming in. So we want to make sure we're keeping our safe distance and that everyone is wearing their mask. So it is an indoor event. It will be a walkthrough. It's a pop-up, shop up, grab and go type event. So it will be safe for everyone to come in and shop safely. And we'll make room to make sure that people are keeping their distance.
So will there be food vendors there as well?
Yes, we do have food vendors. We have some sweet treats. We have jewelry. We have clothes. We have 3 young entrepreneurs, which I'm excited about promoting. They are 3 vendors. I believe they're under 13 years of age. So they will be selling their products, gourmet popcorn, girls' clothing, accessories. We've got women's clothing, PJs, hats. There's something for everybody.
So can we go to your website and find out who some of your vendors are?
You can actually go on my Facebook, is where I've been most of my platform to display. My Facebook is Monica's Diamond Creations, or my IG is Diamond Creations for You, the number 4, the letter U. My website is www.diamondcreations4, the number 4, the letter U.com. So any of those outlets you can go to see the event, the location. I have a contact, Shanika Copeland. She's also on Facebook and IG, or myself. You can reach out to either one of us.
And well, that's great information because listen, Robin is looking for a large number of people in her project. And so Diva J, any thoughts you can share to help Monica with a successful event?
Well, it sounds like you have a great lineup. So I'm going to look forward to going there, sharing. And I was thinking, it would be good. And this is your inaugural. So maybe as you prepare for your next year one, I'd be interested in offering some of your vendors, if they don't have websites and e-commerce, some complimentary consultations just to help them with taking it to the next level. Because I know when you are in the business of doing crafts, or anything of that sort, especially now, the online presence is important. And so that's something that at my company, we've been doing a bit more of. It's just seeing businesses that are great and saying, wait a minute, let's get you set up here really quick, just so that you have a good start. So I love to support that initiative in that way.
Okay, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
This is what we do, communicate and collaborate. So now Coming down the pipeline from Renew Construction. Robin, you're looking for a lot of people. Tell us a little more in detail about it. But first of all, thank you so much for sharing how you were able to position yourself to meet Terry. And now today, 3 years later, you are a supplier of their supplier department.
Absolutely.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you. I had to stalk Terry. I had to stalk her. I had to find out where she was going to be. And I made myself.
That's what you have to do.
Yes. Yes. But again, thank you so much for having me on. So as I mentioned before, I did receive an award for the Super Bowl cleanup. So we would be providing janitorial and event cleaning for the Super Bowl experience, which is going to be held at Julian B. Lane, the old Riverfront Park. And the position is there's 3 different shifts, so 7 to 3, 3 to 11, 11 to 7. And it starts January the 16th. So the Super Bowl experience happens before the Super Bowl. And so that's where the participants can interact with the ball players. They can go over a couple of plays. It's just, again, just building up to the Super Bowl. But there's a lot of loading in, loading out, setting up, breaking down, and then also maintaining the bathrooms and the general area. And so I would need to hire at least 100, 150 people.
And so what are some of the requirements of those people? Are there any age limits? What are the qualifications?
Okay, so you have to be at least 18.
Okay.
And you have to be able to pass a background check. So we're just looking for, of course, sexual offenders, things like that, because you will be around children. So I'm saying that to say I do encourage ex-felons.
Okay.
We're going to get Tampa Bay back to work. We're going to get Tampa Bay back to work, right? In fact, I had went to a couple of the halfway houses and what is that on Hillsborough, the work release center. To get people to work. The pay is between $13 to $16 an hour. You're going to be paid weekly. And again, it's just going to be an awesome experience because the Super Bowl is in Tampa Bay, so it's just, and that's probably the closest a lot of us are going to get to the Super Bowl. So it's going to be a very exciting time. So I just encourage all those who want to be a part of the Super Bowl experience, anyone who needing work. Again, it's going to be at least a month that we would need you for that particular position. And then also we're hiring for the Tampa Convention Center because things are picking up there as well. So I'm looking to hire at least 8 full-time positions. And the way that you can contact me is by logging on to Facebook and Renew Construction Services. There you'll find the link for the credentialing, which is needed in order for us to work. So it would involve just maybe a 3, 4, 5 minute application, and you just have to upload a picture. And that's it.
Wow, that's fantastic information. You're going to gainfully employ for about 30 days, 100, 150 individuals. And then now with your second project with the convention center, you're looking to fill 8 full-time positions. Congratulations to you. I miss seeing you on the campus of 5508, but Robin, we are so proud of you. I know you're coming back to talk about your STEM program, and we're excited with what is happening with that nonprofit.
Yes, very excited.
But today, we want to help you push this out. The deadline is Saturday, right? This Saturday.
Yes, this Saturday.
Your applications must be in. So for those who are listening to the show, go to Robin's Facebook page, reach out to your family members if they're 18 years or over and you think they can, benefit from a 30-day and paid every week.
Yes.
That's awesome. So let me take this opportunity to say thank you, Robin, for joining us and surprising Terry Daniels from the Office of Supplier Diversity, sharing with us about your information. We will post your flyers and as well your links to our thank you post. To you, Monica, so proud of you. We are hoping that you have a fantastic event, and I'm so glad you followed your mind to just go and do it. It sounds like over 30 small business owners. Oh my goodness, ching ching.
Yes, yes.
So Diva J, final thoughts before we close out.
Man, I just want to say, Robin, wow. You know, I mean, being able to employ people, I oftentimes look at the show Undercover Boss. And, you know, that's your opportunity to change lives. And you're doing that. Offering jobs. When you said you welcome ex-felons, I'm like, got a whole list of homeboys and homegirls that I could send this out to. And that's exciting. And so, you know, congratulations on the opportunity. I look forward to looking up to your growth as an entrepreneur, hoping to be able to employ as many people as you're given the opportunity to. So I will definitely help with spreading that word. And Monica, good luck on your event this weekend. Cheryl, of course, it's always a pleasure to be here with you, and Let's Talk Business with Cheryl Cusseau.
Absolutely. And y'all know that is my phenomenal third hour. So you will not see her back next week. Dr. Shanae Davis will be back with a very, very important show on HIV and the COVID vaccine. So thank you, Diva J, for switching up for us. She's my phenomenal co-host. To you, Monica. To you, Robin. Thank you, guys. Two successful events. Let's Talk Business with SJC. Thank you to our Facebook family, In Touch News Radio, our YouTube listeners. We appreciate each and every one of you. This show is a wrap.